how I make them. But what was the most
That is interesting, though.
beautiful
I
beer
think that's like
then?
you do hear some brewers talk about their philosophy and the idea behind it, but like you said, a lot of it is, you know, a lot is brewed to what the market wants, and it's manufactured rather than kind of brewed. So it's interesting to see someone who's got a perspective, and they're trying to they have an idea behind what they want to do, and they're trying to make that in the form of a beer, basically. Uh,
You don't wanna. This is like if you have a friend, you wanna have a friend that has a pleasant character, but you don't wanna have a pleaser friend.
yeah,
Just like he will do. It's just like I believe that's just. It's like uh, I want to please people, but not to be a pleaser. I'm glad you are pleased with the flavors and everything, but I'm not doing it solely that you be to please you. And I believe that there are certain way in order to appease people, and I believe it creates this kind of I'm gonna be so effortless and so not edgy and so smooth, so I will not ruff anybody's feathers. Everybody will like my product, and it's just boring. And there's enough of it in the world. There's too much. We live in a time of overabundance and overproduction of everything, and I believe the authenticity that people, I believe everybody wants to have something inside of them to express. It doesn't have to be product, but I want to. This is what I like to cultivate in myself and encourage others that like bring out what you have inside of you and put it out there. It doesn't have to be a product. We all have something, because in this way the world would be much more interesting. We would be benefiting from each other's, like, I don't know, unique perspectives, rather than being the like sheep herd mentality. Uh, I believe the world is. I think it just comes back to the same thing, mindset. Like I hate so much the pleaser mentality. I cannot stand it when it comes to business. I understand that I cannot respect it. The when you want to be like this. mm, I mean, yeah, as people say, but people say, oh, it
yeah,
sells. But it's like, yeah, so what? I mean, you can make money in so many ways. Don't you want to make them the way when you look back and say, I'm so fucking proud that I made the money this way, rather than like caving, to
yeah.
please everybody. I don't know. I just don't have respect for this approach. So it's just that's why I admire everybody who is. Relentless and not giving up and trying to do their own thing, and I like to support that. So
Right.
I don't know, that's the jaded brewer talk.
No, it's good, but like I said, we talked philosophy. Can I just ask you about
Please.
the production of the beer itself? Because I mean, one of the things that I mean, it takes you a year. You only produce basically two batches a year because of you take that long to make them. So like you, I don't know, is you have this subscription kind of membership one, which I personally am a member of, and I know like there will be beers coming out sometime in the next few weeks. But I signed up to that like a year ago, and I don't know what the beers were. It's just I signed up because every other beer I had from you was great, so I was going in blind, but I was happy to. And I don't know how many members you have, but I mean, how does that process work? How did you end up on this process of membership? Is that how you're selling most of your beers? Because you also do subscriptions, like you do have some distribution, but
Yeah, but that's I don't know how to answer it really, because it's just as life itself. It's a fluid. It keeps changing, and and also when I started, I was different than I'm now. It's also like I think about it a little differently. But like the whole idea was, because I live in a place in Czech Republic that there is zero market for this style of beer. I
okay,
mean, I would love to sell it only locally, that I will open my door, people come. I would not have to rely on hype, or like I would love that, if that to live in a place and give it for community of people that are around me. But then we live in a internet age that just it's. I mean, so if I don't have the community I would like to have around me, I can find it around. But it was actually it was very organic. I didn't think about it, but even before I was even making the beers, it's just all like just at the very like infant stages of the business, even before like the first when I did the annual membership announcement, people kept writing me from all around the world that they are interested in the beer, from all European countries, United States, Asia, like, and it's like I was like, wow, okay. And my idea is I don't my philosophy is that I don't choose my customers. I don't prioritize. I don't want to prioritize you over somebody else here or different country. I love everybody who is enthusiastic about what I do, and I try to just get the beers to them. So I say the customers choose me. I don't choose my customers, and so I try to be as egalitarian for everybody. Try to make it as easy for everybody to get it, and it just and was the nature of I don't know, it's just it was very organic. That's how I started. And at the beginning I had like my production is super small, so I make like 10,000 bottles a year. I make 10,000 bottles a year, and more or less it's just changed. It could be 11, 12, like this, but more or less this amount. And there was a phone calling and I lost my train of thought. It's so I mean the membership became like this organic creation, and what I really intend with it is like to have a community because I really long for the community around that. I would love to have like my local community and connect over the beers and have a good time, and also maybe even without me you have a good time, and it's just great that this would happen. But unfortunately it's really, how to say, fragmented, because you live in where do you live? In Belgium?
I live in Belgium, but I am Irish.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, so you live in Belgium and other people live all different places. So and I want to cultivate this sort of like community around it, rather than it should be like, how to say, that's what I long for. I realize I want to have a like community of like you don't say friends because it's just difficult to maintain super close relationships, but like this kind of like maybe closer, not just cynical, how to say, not just cynical, here's the money, there is the, I don't know,
Not transactional.
not exactly, not transactional. It should be like fostering a little bit something like, I don't want to like make it too deep, but like, yeah, little like like connecting over it, and that's what I like. And with some people, actually, I've became friends with lots of members. They are fantastic enthusiasts, of these beers. They are like some fantastic people. So, and it's very easy to connect with, just not over the beers only, but just, I don't know, generally, like so that was the whole idea. And it's difficult because many people jump in only because of the hype. They want just the transaction. They just don't want but it's okay, that's okay. But and also, like, lately as I think about it, I just don't like this exclusivity too much, although my whole idea is I want to reward the people who are the, let's say, the longest supporters, or like I would say the true fans, or like the strongest fans. I honestly want to create something special. That's I do what I can to create the most special thing and then give it to them. I just don't want to like release beer and whoever grab it. I just think like, yeah, I consider this as something special, and I want you, Brian, to have it, and you, have it more than somebody else. That's how I think about it. Uh, and it's, or maybe goes back to the community sense in a way. It's just keep the, I don't know, the best within the family. Like you don't want to overshare. You share the best things with like the closest is family, and then friends, and on. And it's just how I think about it. But also, like, I want to have my beers to be a little more accessible at the same time, because I don't like the beer hunting, the trophy beers, the hype. I just don't agree with it. Even
Yeah,
though I find it like, if it happens that many times, it always ends up misused than I intend. It always ends up being hoarded in some cellar as a rare collectible, which is like what, and uh, and ends up being drunk on some 300 bottle share, and
yeah,
it's not gonna end up that you and the wife or friends just open a bottle on Sunday, or like, hey, this nice beer, wow, and whatever. It becomes this. And I understand the inaccessibility makes this, so it's a little conflicting.
yeah,
So also, like, to ultimately, I would like that my beers end up with people who like to drink them. That's it. Drink them,
yeah.
not buying them.
So,
Although I appreciate the business, I ultimately, I want you to drink them, not just buy it. And
yeah,
I don't know. I find it like, and also, even though some beers they age well, I don't believe that everything. People think everything lasts forever, and usually the beers are not better like many years after. I mean, if you when I release it, it's already, I consider it old enough, because it spends, like, let's say 2+ years in barrels. If it's blend of 1, 2, 3 year beers, average age, let's say maybe it's 2 years, and then sits like 6 months in a bottle. So basically, it's like 3 year old beer when you get it. Like, how much? How many years do you want to wait for a beer?
yeah,
It should be two. It should be 4 week product, not 4 year product. When you think about it, a regular beer, it could
yeah.
be made in a month. Just, it's not even that slow. So it's just. I don't know. Just so I want to create this natural. I don't know. I want to make it as easy, but also, like, I don't want to. How to say? I don't want my beers to end up in places where they will not know what it is, and so I just choose my partners who distribute my beers carefully, and I'm very grateful with the partnership, because it's like, it's not transactional again, because it's about, like, they get my philosophy, we know each other as people, as person. It's not about, like, I give you something and I get the money, because it's and it's nice, because this business actually brings me in touch with so many, like, unique, wonderful people from around the world. It could be distributors, like, or the people who help me distribute the beers somewhere else, meeting other brewers, or just fans. It's just, so for this, I'm super grateful that
Well, it sounds like, I mean, I'll let you go now, because I've held it for an hour, and I'm sure you, like you said, you
it's
have to
okay.
run the
It's
whole
okay.
business yourself. But
I'm on dead holiday now.
but like it sounds like what you said, about the rarity, because you're only producing 10,000. That, I mean, you could honestly, you could probably charge quite a lot of money per bottle, but you don't. You
But
charge,
I already do, don't I?